Understanding the journey of God of War enthusiast, when you talk about them, one thing is clear, they've been through a lot. This isn't just a game series, it's a journey, and the fanbase has evolved as much as Kratos has. So, what topics can you dive into if you want to really impress or connect with a God of War fan? Let's explore. The evolution of Kratos, from vengeance to fatherhood. Early fans remember Kratos as the ultimate anti-hero, a raging, revenge-driven character who would tear apart gods without hesitation. In God of War 1, 2005, it was all about his brutal quest for revenge against Ares. But over time, fans watched Kratos transform. By the time we reach God of War 2018, and especially God of War Ragnarok, we see Kratos as a more reflective, emotionally complex character. Discussing this evolution is a key. Ask them, how do they feel watching Kratos go from the Godslayer to a more patient, fatherly figure with Atreus? Fun fact, Kratos' voice actor also evolved. Fans love pointing out how Christopher Judge's portrayal in the 2018 reboot gave Kratos a deeper, more fatherly tone compared to the original trilogy.
My speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign.
Gameplay evolution, from hack and slash to RPG elements. The original God of War was known for its chaotic hack and slash combat, which fans loved for its sheer brutality and fluidity. But starting with God of War 2018, the series adopted a more strategic combat system, with RPG elements, skill trees, and weapon upgrades. Some longtime fans appreciate the depth these changes bring, while others miss the old-school chaos. Ask about their preferences. Do they love the newer, more tactical combat, or do they pine for the days of pure hack and slash? Fun fact, the Blades of Chaos still hold a special place in the hearts of fans, especially when they return in the 2018 reboot. Seeing those chains again was a huge moment of nostalgia.
You seem to be forgetting the no nostalgia clause.
Right, got it.
Iconic boss fights, which one takes the cake? The God of War series is known for its epic boss battles. From Ares in the first game to Zeus in God of War 3, and then the battle with Baldur in God of War 2018, and Thor in Ragnarok. Fans love to debate which boss fight was the most intense. Each game offered up something bigger, more dramatic, and more cinematic. Fun fact, the fight against the Colossus of Rhodes in God of War 2 is still considered one of the most memorable and over-the-top boss battles in gaming history. The shift in mythology, Greek to Norse. One of the most significant changes came when the series transitioned from Greek mythology to Norse mythology in God of War 2018. Fans had spent years immersed in the Greek pantheon, so when the move to Norse mythology was announced, it sparked a lot of excitement and some skepticism. How do fans feel about the change in mythological backdrop? Is there a preference between the Greek gods or Norse gods? Fun fact, early on, the developers considered making Egyptian mythology the focus for the reboot, but ultimately settled on Norse. How different would that have been?
You should leave.
Kratos and fatherhood. What Atreus means to the story. For fans, one of the most interesting aspects of the newer games is Kratos' relationship with his son, Atreus. In the older games, Kratos was fueled by rage and vengeance, but now, in God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, we see a different side of him. He's a father trying to guide his son while struggling with his own violent past. How have fans reacted to this more emotional, nuanced storytelling? Does the father-son dynamic enhance the experience for them? You might joke about how Atreus spends half the game calling out father during combat, and how Kratos' gruff boy response became an iconic meme.
Read it, boy.
Ragnarok's story and its closure. By the time God of War Ragnarok rolled around, fans knew they were in for an emotional, climactic finale. Exploring how they felt about the closure of the Norse saga can spark in-depth conversations. Were they satisfied with the ending? Did the exploration of fate, prophecy, and the end of the world live up to the hype? Some fans might have theories about what could come next for Kratos, too. Fun fact, the boy meme became so popular that it even influenced how fans referred to Atreus, and it's now forever tied to the series.
Boy, listen close. You are light-skinned.
The emotional weight of Kratos' journey. From losing his family in the original game to struggling with his own violent nature in the reboots, Kratos' journey is filled with tragedy and redemption. Ask fans how they feel about his emotional arc and the way the games tackle deeper themes like grief, forgiveness, and self-control. Kratos' internal struggle is something fans have grown to appreciate over time, especially as the newer games focus more on character development than sheer destruction. You could joke about how Kratos went from rage-quitting life in the Greek saga to trying his best not to rage in front of his kid. Personal growth, right?
半端ないマジやめろこれだけわかっておいやめろ
The future of God of War. What's next? Finally, discussing what's next for the series is always a fun way to engage God of War fans. Where do they think Kratos' story will go? Will we see him tackle another mythology? Will Atreus take over the franchise? Fan theories are a great way to bond over speculation. The developers have hinted that there might be more stories for Kratos to tell, though it's unclear where his next adventure will take him. Thank you for joining us in this deep dive into the world of God of War and its passionate fanbase.